Driving outside city roads can feel confusing and unpredictable, but if you understand a few key rules, it becomes much easier. In this video, I will show you exactly how to drive confidently outside city roads in Germany using real driving example. In this video, I will show you how you can drive confidently outside city road, how to use proper rules and some of the observation techniques using real driving example. So now let's focus on the road. So here, as we are driving outside city areas, we can already see two important things. There is a solid white line on the road and a direction sign showing that the straight ahead leads to Autobahn. So whenever we see a solid white line, this means that we are not allowed to cross it or overtake. We need to remember that whenever we see a solid white line, this confirms that we are not allowed to cross that line, and if you want to do the overtaking maneuver, in that case this is also not allowed. And this rule is really important from the exam perspective. So now there is a change of speed limit from 100 to 70 and then from 70 to 50 km per hour. Additionally, we can see that there was a signboard which states that we need to change the lanes. So as we continue driving straight ahead, we have seen that the default speed was 100 km per hour, but then there was a signboard which says that the speed limit was changed from 100 to 70 and then 70 to 50 km per hour. But again, due to the signboard or traffic light, the maximum permissible speed is 70 km per hour. So now as we want to turn right, so here we have to indicate and then we can turn right. Now here we can see that there is a priority signboard, and additionally the maximum permissible speed is 70 km per hour. So here one thing we have to notice that the sun is directly affecting the visibility. This means that you may miss any signboard and you may react late. So in such conditions, we have to reduce speed slightly and we have to increase the observations. So here again we need to observe carefully. So earlier we have seen that we have a dotted lines, but now here we can see the road is divided by the dotted white lines, and now the speed limit has changed from 100 to 70 km per hour, and now here we have a solid white line. So the rule is very simple. Whenever we have a solid white line, this means that we are not allowed to cross that line. So once we have a dotted line, in that case we can cross and complete the overtaking maneuver. Additionally, we have seen that there was no limit signboard, which means that now the maximum permissible speed is 100 km per hour. So here signboard reading is quite important when we are driving outside city areas. So while driving outside city areas, always follow this. We have to adapt the speed. Not always we have to drive at a speed around 100 km per hour, but we have to adapt the speed based on curves, visibility and traffic. Then additionally, we need to remember that as we are driving outside city areas, safety distance is one of the important factor what we need to maintain. Then this is very important at high speeds, and here we need to remember that we have to maintain enough gap to react safely. Then additionally, we need to read signs early. Then we have to plan our actions in advance. Additionally, we have seen that there was a speed limit change from 100 to 70 km per hour due to intersection. So whenever we are coming to an intersection, we need to remember that there will be a reduced speed limit, which is why we have to drive now at a speed around 70 km per hour. But then there was a signboard which says that there is no limit signboard. So this kind of scenario happens every time when we are driving outside city areas. So normally the speed limit will be 100 km per hour, but as soon as we come closer to an intersection, the speed limit will change from 100 to 70 km per hour. Again, if we cross the intersection, the speed limit will change from 70 to 100 km per hour. So this adoption is really important. So now here we can see a dotted lines. This means that overtaking is allowed, but only if we have enough visibility and there is no oncoming traffic and no restriction signs are there. From the exam perspective, overtaking without full visibility can lead to exam failure. So now again from here I can see that there are a lot of trees outside city areas, so due to which the visibility is reduced. And now from here we can see that we are about to enter into the city area, which means that now the speed limit will change from 100 to 50 km per hour. Now from this intersection we want to turn left, and here we have to indicate, and if there is a vehicle who wants to go straight, in that case he will be having the first priority. So this is how the priority will work at unmarked intersection. So if you want to know how the priority will work at unmarked intersection, I have created a separate video on this topic. In this video I have talked about how to come to an intersection, then how to check the priority, which rule we have to use, and how we have to cross the intersections. So if you watch that video, you will understand how to use the right before left rule in reality. So now as there is a priority signboard, we can drive continuously without waiting at that particular intersection. So from here we want to turn right. So here again we have to indicate, and then we have to turn right. Now let's quickly compare the difference between outside city roads with autobahn. So when we are driving outside city areas, the normal speed limit will be 100 km per hour. Then there will be a lot of intersections, and then due to which we have to reduce our speed as per the described or mentioned speed limit. Then there will be a lower visibility because of trees, then because of curves and turns. Then there will be a frequent speed limit change. But same when we talk about autobahn, there is no fixed limit, but we know that the recommended speed is 130 km per hour. Then on autobahn there will be a controlled access, and we can drive at a higher speed. And here we need to remember that no stopping is allowed on autobahn, except in emergencies we can use the hard shoulder. So now as we are driving outside city areas, we need to remember that the maximum permissible speed is 100 km per hour. And additionally we can see that the road markings is faded. And here whenever we are approaching to an intersection, sometimes people get confused between clear road markings versus unclear road markings. So if you want to know how the priority will work, at clear and unclear road markings, I have created a separate video on this topic. So you can watch that video to understand how the priority will be given where we have clear road markings as well as unclear road markings. Now here we are about to enter into the city area, which means that the maximum permissible speed will change from 100 to 50 km per hour. Additionally, we have a signboard which says that the total length of the road will be reduced. So at this particular section of the road we have to drive carefully because the total width of the road is reduced. And now there was a priority signboard. This means that we don't have to wait at this particular intersection and we can drive confidently straight ahead. So from the exam perspective, these sections are really important. Sometimes we forgot to check what the signboard says, and then without checking the signboards we will wait at the intersection, and this can lead to exam failure. So now we can clearly see that there was a signboard which says that there is a construction due to which the maximum permissible speed is changed from 100 to 50 km per hour. Additionally, we can see that there is a signboard which says that there is a temporary traffic lights. Now in this case, due to the construction, we have a temporary traffic lights. Now as the traffic light is red, so here we have to wait behind the vehicle. So now we can see the traffic light has been turned green, so we can drive straight ahead. Additionally, here we can see that there is a signboard which says that the road surface is uneven. So which means that we have to drive carefully from this particular section of the road. So always remember, due to construction, the maximum permissible speed was 50 km per hour. So if you miss the signboard, you may think that as we are driving outside city areas, the maximum permissible speed will be 100 km per hour. So this can lead to exam failure. Additionally, we can see that there are yellow road markings. So whenever we see a yellow road markings, this confirms that we have to follow all the rules and regulations about the yellow road markings. So whenever we see a yellow road markings, this means that we have to follow the yellow road markings. And now as we are coming out of the construction zone, the speed limit is changed from 50 to 100 km per hour. And now we can see that there is a signboard which says that we are about to enter in the city area. This confirms that the maximum speed limit is changed from 100 to 50 km per hour. Now there is a signboard which says that the total width of the vehicle will be reduced. So in this case, we need to observe for the oncoming traffic, and if there is a sufficient space, then only we can pass that section. Now here additionally we can see that there is a priority signboard, and the priority road turns left. So whenever we see a priority signboard, and if we want to turn where the priority road goes, in that case we have to indicate. Now from this intersection we want to turn right. So as we have a priority signboard, here we don't have to wait, but we have to just indicate and then we have to turn right. So as I was talking about the priority signboard which was turning left, so from the exam perspective, these signboards are really important. Whenever we see a priority signboard which is turning left or right, so whenever we are using the priority lane, in that case we have to indicate. For instance, we have seen that the priority road was turning left, so before turning left, here we have to indicate. So from the exam perspective, these sections are really important. So now additionally here we can see that as we are driving outside city areas, the maximum permissible speed is 100 km per hour. And here we can see that there are no road markings on this particular road. So now let's drive continuously straight ahead, and as we know that as we are driving outside city area, maximum permissible speed is 100 km per hour. And here one thing we need to remember that due to dense trees, we are not able to see what is coming in front of us. So as we are driving outside city areas, here there are a lot of chances that the animal can come on the road. So always remember to check for the animals, maybe they can come on the road. So which is why driving outside city areas is critical. So until now in this video we have talked about how we can drive confidently outside city areas, then when we come closer to an intersection, how to reduce our speed, then how to read the sign carefully, and whenever we have lesser visibility, how to improve your visibility. Then again we were driving in the construction zone, and then due to which we use a different lane, and additionally we have understood how to use the yellow road markings. So now from this intersection we want to turn right. So now let's talk about some of the common driving exam mistakes. So here we have a giveaway sign. So this means that here we have to wait and allow the road users to cross the road. Again we are entering in the city area, which means that the maximum permissible speed is 50 km per hour. Some of the common exam mistakes are ignoring speed changes, then crossing solid lines, then hesitating during merge on the main road, then poor mirror or blind spot check, driving too fast in low visibility, and not maintaining safety distance. So these are some of the common driving exam mistakes what we need to avoid. So in this video we have covered speed control outside city roads, then road markings and overtaking, sign reading, construction zones, merging on autobahn, and common driving exam mistakes. So now you clearly understand how to drive confidently outside city roads in Germany. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more practical driving tips and guidance in Germany.